Good day, good people. The coronavirus pandemic has created many experiences that find resonance in the spiritual life. People have experienced isolation and desolation and found themselves moving between worlds that are more virtual than real. There has been more time for reflection for some, with the opportunity to explore new hobbies, whilst others have been overwhelmed with the demands of work, supporting children and older family members, managing fear of illness and for some, loss of income as well. Everyone has missed seeing their friends and family near and far, but new patterns of engagement, for example online, and using applications on mobile devices has created new ways of interacting with each other that are proving to be very fruitful. There is also an ecological benefit in people travelling less and having meetings online rather than in person. Some children have reported that they have enjoyed not having to cope with the hurly-burly of school, whilst others have found themselves in low spirits because of the preoccupations of the adult world. One parent, not from a church family, reported to me recently that his 7-year-old had said, "I hate this life," when confronted with yet another set of one-way signs and hand cleaning on a family trip out. Just as people are very different from each other, so people have responded differently to the challenges and the opportunities. And just as this has been as we've gone into lockdown, so also it is like this as we emerge from the lockdown. For the foreseeable future, we will have hand washing and sanitising, social distancing and face masks as part of our daily life, and somehow we need to embrace these privations as an opportunity to know that we are cared for. The constraints and demands of keeping each other safe are an expression of our sense of community, and that is as true at church as anywhere else. And so it has been as we begin to experiment with public worship. The opportunity to receive Holy Communion in church has been important for some of us. But what is also lovely is that many have found the streamed daily offices on Facebook a great new opportunity to worship regularly with others. I've loved having a congregation, sometimes up to 12 people joining me. By the way, you do not need a Facebook account to access this. And in this week's email bulletin, you can find out how to get online. Likewise, the live streamed recorded Eucharist on Sunday mornings and the Zoom evening prayer on Sunday evenings are being much appreciated. We're also having conversations about whether in these summer months we might even manage some outdoor worship. With our variable weather, it's hard to plan this, but I'm keen to have a go. Let me know if you'd be interested as well. In the meantime, I know that there are some who don't use the internet at all, and so they will have only the paper bulletin with its printed act of worship as their means of connecting with the rest of the St. Francis worshipping community. What this means is that going forward, we are likely to find that we will each be taking part in acts of worship with small numbers of other people at the specific moment of worshipping, but in the fullness of our worship, we are part of a much larger group. I heard this week that our online services are being routinely watched, even by people in other countries, friends and families of church members. And people are also now able to participate when they're away or travelling. What draws us together is as part of the community of worship at St. Francis Church. And I hope that our distinctive values of love, joy and humility, which inform our mission of worship, community and service will mean that although we are meeting in a more atomized way, we are nonetheless united in prayer and witness, and that our fellowship in Christ is something that we will carry into all the other parts of our lives.